So according to many different sources, including Madame Noir and others, Neo was also at one point a victim of paternity fraud. And his experience is absolutely outrageous. Before I get to that, I've got a goal. 1,000 subs by November. It's a tall goal, very achievable. As long as I put out dope content, y'all enjoy it and support, we'll get there. Now let's get to the content. So according to Madame Noir, Neo was a victim of paternity fraud. Men and women are less likely to care for a child financially who isn't theirs biologically. Being a key figure or positive role model in a child's life is one thing, but being mandated by courts into child support is another, and questions fairness. But it happens all the time. Just ask the singer Neo, who was forced to pay child support for a boy his ex-girlfriend made him believe was his own until a DNA test cleared things up.
We heard rumors. We all told him that he should get a paternity test. All she could say is, he's not yours. That hurt.
Neo made a statement and he said, in the state of California, if you put yourself out there as a father, the mother can then come after you in court like you're the biological father, Neo told VH1. So we settled out of court for what I thought was an ungodly amount of money. Shortly after that, Jessica and Shamir vanished.
What's so crazy about the entire situation is that not only was this child not his, the court system forced Neo to pay this woman, Jessica White, $575,000 towards a child that was not his for support just because he signed the birth certificate.
This is true, and it's absolutely outrageous to think that you can end up paying $575,000 for a child that's not yours. Like, why is that legal anywhere in the world, especially here in the land of the free?
But wait, there's more.
Apparently, after all of that particular episode aired, the mom sued him for defamation, which is, let's check it out. They reached a $575,000 settlement agreement in 2009, but now White claims that the Let Me Love You crooner breached an agreement to not go public with information about their relationship. White is obviously the woman, since she's not his actual baby mom. White's attorney claims that Neo portrayed her client as a liar who broke Neo's heart and disappeared. I mean, that's kind of what happened. That $575,000 settlement agreement should have never happened. That's really the problem that I'm like. That's one problem. Like, one is she lied about the paternity. Two, she gets paid for it. Why should she be able to go to court and get paid for that? Just because his name is on the birth certificate. Later, Neo comes through. I needed to be known that the purpose of my behind the music wasn't to bash Jessica White. We were young, mistakes were made, I forgave. Holding grudges messes with your blessings. I do not hate Jessica White. I wish her and Lil Shamir, I hope I'm saying that name right, all the best wherever they are. Love. So not only was Neo also a victim, like many other men are, of paternity fraud in believing that a child was his, pouring into this child, so on and so forth. But he also had to pay for it, like money that he worked for. He wrote all these songs and stuff. Went to bat, went to work, probably made all types of dope connections with people, and then he has to pay for a kid that's not his.
That does not make sense.
That sucks. I'm kind of with him on they were young and made mistakes. I understand that. But does that mean that we should have laws in place that allow for those mistakes to be extremely destructive, that allow for more pain and just confusion and just shit to happen?
That does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. What about you? Does it make sense? Let me know in the comments section. As I said, my goal is 1,000 subs. It's becoming more and more possible to me every day. So yeah, if you feel like you enjoyed what I got to say, enjoyed the content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff. If you have anything that you want to add to this particular conversation any stories, any opinions. If you feel like this is perfectly fine for a man to have to pay for a child that isn't his, feel free to comment down below. Help it make sense, because I'm confused. All right? Have a good one.